Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we are at Indianapolis in the Porsche, which is a car that I haven't really used before, even though it's a fairly popular car in the GT class. And actually I have to say I quite enjoyed it. It's quite a nice car to drive. It's fairly easy, doesn't really, it's quite easy to control. It's very nice through the corners, and as you'll see in this race it gets me a pretty good result, nothing too crazy, but already in the first corner things are not going too well. As you see, that car, the Corvette, just decided he didn't really want me to overtake him, and he pushed me right into the inside of the track, at which point I then couldn't brake for the first corner and went flying past it. So yeah, not a particularly good first corner for us. And then as you see, another Porsche getting spun there. So 16th place, now down 17th and 18th unfortunately, as I get a bad run through the chicane there. So 18th place, I mean I'm up a few positions from where I started, so definitely positive. And as always in Forza, you're always going to make up some positions in the first couple of laps just from people driving badly, so I'm sure that will happen in this case. And as we see already, some cars going wide ahead. I get pushed off by the Porsche, and then unfortunately just get caught on him, and yeah, he's not very happy about that. He pushes me wide, so I'm just going to back off. Don't want to get into any any proper fights just yet. I just want to make up some positions as other people go off, not worry about fighting too much. So there's another one, that Corvette that pushed me off in the first corner. Unfortunately, having said that, I then go and kill someone, that Ford, unfortunately going slightly slower than I was expecting on the exit of that corner, and I just punt him wide, spin him round, and he is down to the back of the pack. So very unfortunate for him. Luckily I do get away with that penalty somehow. But nonetheless, that was a pretty eventful first lap, but hopefully things will calm down slightly into the second lap and onwards, and I think they do. So coming to the first corner here at Indianapolis, you can really abuse that curb pretty much as long as your left tyres stay somewhat on the track. You can pretty much almost entirely cut that curb and gain quite a lot of time, so that's something to keep in mind if you're driving at this track in the future. And then through the chicane there, you actually want to avoid touching the curbs, because they can throw you off a bit, and just reduce your speed slightly on this kind of back straight. But there, cars all getting into each other. The BMW, I don't think, was particularly happy and tried to take someone else out, and then the other two just getting caught up in each other into the braking zone. So there's two free positions. Now we're behind TSR Hauger here in the McLaren, and he and I have a really good race. He's a very good driver. I've never come across it before, but I quickly realised that he's pretty much as quick as I am, and he's a very good driver, good racer. So he and I are caught up behind this group of cars, this BMW, and then another couple of cars ahead. And we're just going to sit behind for a little while and just kind of observe what's happening. It's quite a good strategy in this game to kind of sit behind. If there's a group of cars, you want to kind of just sit a few seconds or a second or so behind and just see what everyone's doing, because there's a good chance that people will take each other out, or push each other off onto a bad line. And if you're just a little bit further back, you can use that distance just to kind of take advantage of that, and just go round people and take some easy positions. So I think that's what me and Hauger here are doing. We're just sitting back, seeing what's going to happen with the guys ahead. Not pushing anything too hard, not going for any really aggressive overtakes, because it's really not necessary in this game, unless you've been fighting with a person for a while and it's clear that they're not going to make any mistakes. Then you have got to look for an overtake. But otherwise, as we see there with the Corvette, as he makes a fantastic rejoin, pretty much coming across the track entirely, but he does manage to avoid us just about. As you see, people will just go off by themselves, and you will make up free positions. So yeah, just going to sit behind here. Now he goes defensive, but not really necessary. I wasn't going to look for a move there. However, up into the final corner here. Okay, no, not going to make a move either. I thought I was, but I think that's on the next lap. So again, just happy to sit behind, duck into his slipstream coming onto the home straight here, and just try and not lose the pack ahead. Maybe gain a bit of time from Lauderdale, who's behind us in the Corvette. And I can tell already that this BMW M6 in front of Hauger is not the quickest of drivers. He's not taking the best line through the corners. so it's pretty clear that me and most likely Hauger are faster than him. But it's just looking for an opportunity to overtake cleanly, not cause any issues for any of us, not slow down too much, lose too much time by getting that overtake. Now into this corner, I didn't really mean to go for a move there, but Hauger braked a bit early just to avoid going to the back of the M6, and I wasn't really expecting it, so I did look up the inside just to avoid from going into the back of him. But luckily, I was on the brakes early enough that I was able to get myself stopped, stay on the inside of the corner. Didn't get past him, but that's absolutely fine. I'm happy just to sit back in there and let that overtake go for now. So now on this lap, coming into the final corner, I make a bit of a stupid move there. I looked for a move up the inside of him, which was never going to happen. I wasn't alongside at all. And just tap him. Luckily, he doesn't spin round, and he really doesn't lose too much time. I just back off, let him go back past, and say sorry in the chat. And then, luckily, none of us really lose too much time from that. We don't really drop back from the pack at all. So, all in all, no harm done, but not a particularly good move from me there. So, just going to try and stay sensible, not go for any stupid moves like that. And as you see, the group now is really closed up. We've got a Porsche and a Ferrari now who are slowing each other down. Hauger gets past the Ferrari, however the Ferrari not happy about that at all. I'm side by side by him. He kind of comes across slightly. I don't know if it's on purpose. I pretty much cut that curve massively, get some airtime. I don't know how I didn't get a penalty for that, to be honest, but as you see, the Ferrari there has really good straight line speed, so I can't really do much about that. But then he brakes a little bit too late, goes on the side of the M6, and I'm able to get both of them on the exit of that corner. So, as I was saying earlier, just sitting back and seeing what happens can really work in your favour, and there it absolutely does for me, because I get 2 positions on the exit of the corner without really having to do anything. Now we're right behind Hauger. He's going to go defensive into this corner. We're going to go side by side, give each other space. Nice driving, but I'm not going to be able to make anything happen. And then a little look from the M6 on the outside of that corner, but that's not really a move you can make around the outside. So he's going to back off and tuck into my slipstream, as I'm going to do with Hauger. So coming onto the back straight here, a little bit of a slipstream train of the 3 of us. Hauger goes to the right, makes it very obvious that he's going to be defending the first corner. So that's fine, I will take the normal racing line. But he defends it nicely, puts his car in the apex, no way of me getting past. I have a little look on the outside of that corner, but that's not going to happen. And he's able to keep that position for now. Now you can see that slipstream just pulling me in behind him. He's going to go defensive again. Once again, I take the normal racing line, but he does a great job of defending it. Sits on the racing line. I do look for a possible move there, but it's just not going to happen. I do back off, and that was the right decision there. So again, he's defending that position very nicely. No way of me getting past, really. He's not making any mistakes. And I have got the M6 behind me there, still well within range of making a move, so that is also something to be aware of. However, it is now lap 6, so I'm going to pit, but Hauger actually decides to stay out for another lap, which is interesting. Now unfortunately, the BMW is behind me as we go into the pits, but as you'll see here, somehow he jumps me in the pits. Now, I don't really know how that's possible, but it's happened to me quite a lot in this game. Whether it's like lag or issues with timing, which is very possible, but yeah, I'd be interested to see if any of you guys know what's going on with that, how he can jump me in the pits like that. But nonetheless, coming to the end of this lap, you'll see BMW ahead just decides to quit the race. So, you know, we're having actually fairly good race, me and him, but he just decides to leave. So there's one position, and then a couple more positions from other people pitting a lap later than I did. Now if you look up ahead, you'll see Hauger has just come out of the pits, and unfortunately he's going to get taken out by the AMG there and just shunted into the wall, which is a real shame, because I was really looking forward to continuing our battle there, because he's a really good driver and we were pretty equal in terms of pace. But unfortunately he just gets shunted wide, so that's pretty much the last we see of him, although as you see, we have caught up with the Corvette and the AMG, the culprit of that murder. Now I'm going to look for a move up the inside of the Corvette, but again, wasn't really on. It was perhaps more fair than the one against Hauger earlier, but even so, I'm just going to back off and let him have that position. I don't particularly want to take a position like that. It's not very good overtake, so just hanging back a bit, let him have that position. Now in this corner, I just make a really easy overtake on them there. He goes quite wide and brakes early. Obviously doesn't expect me to make that move, but yeah, I make a very easy dive up the inside, and that's that position made. And then here, looking ahead at the AMG, he just gets one tyre on the dirt there. It just kicks his tail out slightly, and it allows me to get on the outside of this next corner. He brakes quite early, and I'm just able to go around the outside of him very nicely there. And get past him, get the move done, onto lap number 10. And that was pretty much it for this race. On the last lap now, haven't really managed to catch up with 4th place at all. And you see on the top left, Hauger has actually managed to follow me up to 6th place. So even despite getting punted off there on lap 7, he actually has made a pretty good comeback. So a real shame though. I really would have liked to have had a battle with him. I think it would have been a really good race. But nonetheless, 5th place is a pretty good result. That was a good race, especially given the antics on the first lap. So there you go, 16 positions made up to 5th place, with Hauger making up 17 behind us. So a very good race from him there, especially given the fact he got punted off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this race. It was actually a pretty good one in the end. I hope you guys are enjoying all my videos. If so, please do leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I hope to see you guys in another video soon.